The Hawthorne Factory, a name whispered in fear, a place of shadows and sorrow. We were drawn here, my team and I, to confront the darkness, to uncover the truth. The air grew heavy as we approached. A chill settled, despite the summer night. The building loomed, a skeletal silhouette against the moon. A sense of dread washed over me. This place held secrets, dark secrets. The factory's windows were like the eyes of the dead, staring, accusing. We entered, the heavy door groaning in protest. The air inside was thick with dust and decay. The smell of mildew and something else, something metallic, something sinister. Hawthorne, once a bustling textile mill, was now a tomb of forgotten dreams. The echoes of laughter and the hum of machinery had long faded, replaced by an eerie silence that seemed to stretch on forever. The silence was deafening, broken only by the creaking of the building. It was as if the very walls were whispering secrets of the past, secrets that were too painful to be spoken aloud. Local legends whispered of tragic accidents, workers crushed, burned, lost to the insatiable hunger of the machines. Each accident added another layer of sorrow to the factory's history, a history written in blood and tears. They say the factory walls remember. They say the darkness here feeds on suffering. Every shadow seemed to hold a story, every corner a memory of pain and loss. We moved deeper, our flashlights cutting through the gloom. The air grew colder, the shadows deeper. Each step felt like a journey into the heart of despair, where the past and present seemed to merge. Was it our imagination? Or were the shadows moving on their own? The feeling of being watched grew stronger, as if unseen eyes were following our every move. We reached the factory floor. Massive looms stood silent, shrouded in cobwebs. The once vibrant heart of the mill was now a ghostly reminder of what had been. A chill ran down my spine. I could feel eyes on us, watching, waiting. The factory seemed alive, as if it was breathing, waiting for the next chapter of its tragic story to unfold. Each step we took echoed in the vast emptiness. The sound reverberated off the cold concrete walls, amplifying the sense of isolation. It felt as if the factory itself was alive, breathing in the silence. The silence was unsettling, broken only by the sound of our own breathing. Every breath seemed louder, more pronounced, as if the air itself was thick with memories. The stories began to feel real in this oppressive darkness. Shadows danced on the walls, creating shapes that seemed almost human. It was easy to imagine the workers who once toiled here, their lives now just echoes in the dark. The weight of the past pressed down on us. Every corner we turned seemed to hold a piece of history, a fragment of a life long gone. The air was thick with the weight of forgotten stories. As we ventured further, we uncovered remnants of the factory's past. A rusted lunchbox, a child's shoe. These objects left behind told silent stories of the people who once walked these halls. A chill went down my spine. The air grew colder, and an inexplicable sense of dread settled over us. It was as if the factory itself was watching, waiting. What happened to them? Were they consumed by the darkness? The questions lingered in the air, unanswered, adding to the eerie atmosphere. The temperature dropped. Our breath formed clouds in the air. The cold seemed to seep into our bones, making every movement feel heavy and labored. We heard a sound, a soft whisper carried on the breeze. It was faint, almost imperceptible, but unmistakably there. A name, a plea for help. It was gone as quickly as it came. The factory held its secrets close, leaving us with more questions than answers. We pressed on, drawn deeper into the labyrinthine heart of the factory. The air grew heavy, making it hard to breathe. We were being watched, hunted. Our flashlights flickered, batteries drained at an alarming rate. Shadows danced at the edge of our vision. Shapes shifted in the darkness. Were they just tricks of the light, or something more sinister? We reached a stairwell, the steps crumbling with age. A wave of dizziness washed over me. Nausea gripped my stomach. I could feel the energy here. It was palpable. Something terrible had happened here. Something that stained the very soul of this place. We had to uncover the truth. We descended into the basement, each step taking us further into the belly of the beast. The air was thick with the stench of decay and something else, something ancient and evil. The darkness was absolute. Our flashlight seemed to be swallowed by the gloom. And then we heard it. A low guttural growl. A primal sound that sent shivers down our spines. We froze, listening intently. The sound grew louder, closer. Something was coming. Panic threatened to overwhelm us. We were trapped, hunted by an unseen entity in the bowels of this cursed place. Our hearts pounded in our chests. We had to escape, now. We stumbled back, our way illuminated by the flickering beam of a single flashlight. The air was thick with dust, each breath a struggle as we navigated the labyrinthine corridors of the abandoned factory. Shadows danced on the walls, creating eerie shapes that seemed to move with a life of their own. The growls followed, echoing through the darkness. They seemed to come from all directions, making it impossible to pinpoint their source. Each step we took was accompanied by the unsettling sound of our own footsteps, amplified by the cavernous space. We reached a dead end. The path ahead was blocked by debris and twisted metal, remnants of a once thriving industrial hub now left to decay. Panic began to set in as we realized there was no way forward. A wall of crumbling brick blocked our path. We were trapped. The air grew frigid, and a sense of dread washed over us. It felt as if the walls were closing in, suffocating us with their oppressive presence. The growls turned to screams. Anguished cries for help echoed through the factory, sending chills down our spines. It was as if the very walls were haunted by the souls of those who had once worked here. We spun around, searching for the source of the sound. Our flashlight beams cut through the darkness, revealing nothing but empty space and more shadows. The sense of being watched grew stronger with each passing second, and then we saw it. A fleeting glimpse of movement in the corner of our eyes. We turned our flashlights towards it, hearts pounding in our chests. A figure, shrouded in shadow, hovering in the darkness. It seemed to float above the ground, its form indistinct and otherworldly. The air around it seemed to shimmer with an unnatural energy. The figure lunged, its eyes burning with an eerie green light. It moved with a speed and agility that defied logic, closing the distance between us in an instant. We screamed, our voices echoing through the empty factory. The sound of our terror seemed to fuel the figure's aggression, its eyes glowing even brighter. And then, as quickly as it appeared, it was gone. The air seemed to still, and the oppressive weight lifted slightly. We were left in stunned silence, trying to comprehend what we had just witnessed. The darkness receded, leaving us trembling in its wake. We stood there, shaken and disoriented, knowing that we had encountered something beyond our understanding. The factory, once a place of industry, had become a realm of shadows and fear. We fled the factory, the screams echoing in our ears. We had glimpsed the darkness that haunted Hawthorne, felt its icy grip. We had uncovered the tragic truth of the factory's past. The workers who had perished here were not at peace. Their souls were trapped, bound to the site of their suffering. We left Hawthorne forever changed, haunted by the memories of that night. The Hawthorne factory stands as a testament to the darkness that can lurk in the shadows, a warning to those who would dare to disturb the restless dead. Some secrets are best left buried. Some places are best left undisturbed.